welcome to Candlestick Training. So each of these bars here are called candlesticks. Okay, they're each called candlesticks. Alright, now each candlestick, and not every one of them has this, but for the most part, and this is actually a live market at the moment too. This is the stock I was talking about that was selling off as I was doing my introduction, which is Big Bear AI Holdings, and it's a $6 stock. Well, it was when I first got in down here, $5 stock, and I'll explain why I chose this area in another video. Right now this video is all about candlesticks and how to read a candlestick. Okay, and this candlestick right here is a live candlestick, so this, as we're doing this video, this is going to move, this is going to change what it's doing. And this time frame that we're using for these candlesticks is a 3-month, and this is the Think or Swim charting platform also, Think or Swim, which is Charles Schwab. And I'll show you how to get one of these set up and how to start your first, or basically how to get an account, set it up, and start your first trade. Stick. Well, let's use this one here, this green one. Okay, this green candlestick represents that day of trading. Okay, and if we go down to a smaller time frame, say the 2-minute, this is kind of how the bar we're looking at currently that's moving, this is how that bar would look. Okay, it opened up here, it went up here, and then sold off and came way down here, and this is what I was looking at. I'm going, oh, what the heck is going on there? But of course I already knew where my stop was going to be, where I was going to get out of the trade if it continued to go lower. And of course it didn't. See, now down here, a lot of people probably sold their stock after watching it do all this. They probably got out, and now they're mad at themselves right now because look at it, it's almost all the way back up to where it sold off from. So this is what I was talking about when you want to know where you want to get out of a trade, because you don't want to just jump out of a trade. You want to know what your risk is going to be and where you're going to get out. Then you get out, and then you can reassess and get back in if you need to. But this is a 2-minute chart. This is how that candlestick moved today, and it's still moving or currently as we're looking at it on the 3-month and a day chart. So that's that same candlestick right here. So you see all that pain that a lot of people felt, especially after they had jumped in over here possibly, or even after they were in here and then going up here and it came back and started doing this. Probably made them real nervous. Okay, so so the way the candlestick works, all right, and this is how you read a candlestick. Okay, so we'll take this green one here. So right up here, okay, is probably where it closed. Down here is where it opened, and this was the low, and this is the high. Okay, and the reason we know this is because it's a green bar. Okay, this bar started out down here, probably pulled back here, and then pushed all the way up to here, and then pulled back to here when it closed, finally closed at the end of the day. Okay, or it went up there and then went all the way down here and then went back up to here. At any rate, it opened up down here is where it opened, because it's a green bar. Now if it was a red bar like this one, most likely it opened up here somewhere and then pushed up a little bit and then sold off the rest of the day. Went to the low of here and then came back up and closed here. Alright, and the reason we know that is because it's a red bar. Okay, because that bar is red. Alright, this day here, we know this was what? That's right, the open. This was what? The low. And this was what? The high. And this was what? Where it closed at for that day. And another way of knowing that is if we could look up here It's going to have the date. It's going to have O for open, H for high, L for low, C for close. Okay, so now if we highlight this bar, all right, we can see that it opened at $6.10. It had a high of $7.18, had a low of $6.05, and had a close of $7.02. Okay, so that's why this bar is green. If we look at this red bar, okay, it opened at $7, had a high of $7.01, had a low of $6.41, and had a close at $6.56. And so that's why it's red, because it closed lower than where it opened. If it had closed higher than where it opened, it'd be what? That's right, green. Okay, so that's how candlesticks work to our candlesticks. Okay, because some of them set up certain patterns that give you an indication of which way the market's going to hit as well. Stick patterns. And there we go. Let's do it this way. All right, so you got your morning star pattern. Okay, so you get a nice, you're getting a sell off, and then you get this reversal signal, and then it takes off and go higher. So that's your morning star pattern. All right. See the hammer. See what the hammer looks like here. Hammer pattern. You got to see that nice square there, and you got your long tail, and that's a hammer candlestick. That's a reversal as well. Okay, and it makes a nice little V or a U if you want to call it a U. Let's see. Do we have a bullish Rami here? There's a nice little doji. Okay, indecision bar. Opened up lower, went lower. Pushed up, doji, went lower. Okay, and these are all in, here's a nice one here, candlestick patterns. Let's see if we can blow that up. Alright, so you got a bullish engulfing. Unlock the next 2 pages after what? I want to do no ad. Skip the ad. Alright, bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish hammer, bearish hammer, hanging man reversal, shooting star, evening star, morning star, red coming down, turn green, head back up. Evening star, green going up, turns red, head down. Doji, gravestone doji, dragonfly doji. Alright, so there's different patterns out there. The ones you see the most of, I see every once in a while I might see a gravestone, but mostly I see dojis like this. I see morning star patterns, evening star patterns, and these hammers. And a lot of bullish haramis I see. Let's go see if we can find a bullish harami. I'm not sure if I'm spelling it correctly. Take patterns. Bullish. That's how it's spelled. Bullish Harami. There he goes. There's our bullish Harami. Alright. So you have that bullish harami is a red bar with a green bar inside of it, and that's bullish engulfing. But we want a bearish harami. Where's a bearish? Bullish, and here it is. There's our bearish. All right. There's a bearish harami. I see a lot of those in trading. Okay, so and of course, you'll learn about these. You want to look these up, and just like I just did, you can go to Google and Google them and find them and use them to help you, with your picking out particular moves in the market. But for the most part, you can pretty much see that stuff here on your actual charting as you're doing it. But you do want to go and study those candlesticks and learn the different potential moves that you might see here in the charting. Okay, so that's going to be our tutorial on candlestick, and it's still doing better than it was. It's doing better than it was, but I'm in down here, so I'm not totally worried. All right, so and those are the things that you have to be aware of. And I got in down here because of this move here. I saw this sell. I saw this bar come in here with this what looked like a morning star reversal, and so I said, okay, that's a good bar to get into. And then I got this bar. I decided that, okay, if it fell back below this one, I would get out. So I jumped in, and it came down, but didn't take this bar out, and so I'm in a pretty decent trade for the moment. Hopefully it'll stay that way and go back up and take this out up here, and I'll be, doing pretty well. But right now it's sort of like watching paint dry, and these are the kind of trades that for me, as a swing trader, I'm not really worried. I just kind of put it in this one. I'm not really expecting it to run fast, because if you look down here, it says the average true range is 40. Let me move my pointer. If you look right now down there, that left-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, it says the average true range for 14 days of trading, because that 14 represents 14 bars of trading, right? The average true range, or the range of between each bar, is about 61 cents. So at 61 cents, we're not going to go very far each day on the trade. All right, if we put up something like Tesla, if you look down in that left-hand corner, you see the average true range on Tesla, $16.99. That is a huge difference, okay, compared to what we're looking at on that Big Bear AI. Okay, so when you're trading, you have to understand too your average true range, and that's a whole other story as well. So anyway, join me for the next video in our tutorials, and hopefully you're understanding candlesticks and how candlesticks operate, and the next videos will be even more informative. All right, thanks. And as always, be careful out there. These markets are crazy.